Hi, Jebreel.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, listen, thanks for jumping back on. We got a lot to get through before the weekend. Can you work late tonight? What? You got big plans?
No,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Relax.
yeah, I can work late tonight.
Good. All right, talk soon.
I love this one. I think that this is great. It's one of my favorite ones of the festival. I think it's super clean. It's really simple and straightforward, and I think that it's something that so many people can identify with. I think it's so clear that it's like of the times, like with COVID and Zoom, and yeah, I think like a lot of people can identify with this short, and I think it's super touching. The smiling into the hands at night or at the end is, I don't know. It's very endearing and like uplifting, and I think that that's what this short set out to do, is kind of tell people that they're not alone and empower people, and I think that it accomplished that.
I loved this short, Workwear. Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, and dressing up for Zoom are ever present right now. It was just a lot of fun to watch. I think you did a good job syncing sound as well, the sound design. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun to watch in that little short. So thank you for sharing it.
I loved Workwear. It was just the perfect balance of comedic and serious and high stakes and funny and relatable with the Zoom environment. I love the fact that it takes place on Zoom or like a virtual environment, and it makes sense for the story, and the production quality is still so well done. I loved everything about it.
This was very, very funny. It's about it's kind of a pandemic story. So this guy's working from home and talks to his boss over Zoom, and he's got a big night kind of trying to hide it from his boss. It was funny. It was very funny, and the guy's reaction was really lovely. It was kind of a very sweet and positive and funny, and I think they accomplished exactly what they're after. It was very lovely. Well done.
I love starting out in that very uncomfortable space of the Zoom work call. You could feel also the professional zone that we were put in, how these two characters, I don't think, had anything more than a professional relationship. We got that first little hint of subversion with the business on top, underwear on the bottom. That's not seen on the screen, that we all know and love, as the first drag performance of being professional, but the true self being under the surface. But then as the evening goes on, that transition to drag we see evolve, and finding a space for drag in work as one's post-work persona, and that juxtaposition between the work setting was really interesting. Our true self or our post-work self, authentic self, or drag into the workplace was a really interesting territory to analyze, and also interesting to look into the idea of work permeating into our life, when work hours should be ending, but they still trickle in. It was a good commentary on that. Like, oh, you're okay to work late tonight, right? You have no other life or things to attend to. And the power in saying no, or how to traverse those boundaries as well. So I thought it was awesome. And what a gorgeous woman at the end. Hello. All about that. And I loved the ending credits and how they went through those, the tags on the costume, the makeup brushes, and the names of the creative team. That was really playful, really inventive.
Really successful in telling its story visually, using very little dialogue. I think that the idea of wondering whether or not it's appropriate to show your full self at work and whether or not you're comfortable doing so is relatable for many people. I think that the film used a relevant example of this to tell this particular story. The idea of dressing for the remote workplace for a camera, I think, further blurs the line between your true self as you are in your home and having to present as the self that you might be at work and go back and forth between those two things. I think the film shows how it then becomes more difficult, and we see that internal struggle through this film.
I like the choice, writing, directing choice to like make it a positive, make the boss react in like a positive way so that people can learn like this is a better way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. Also, beyond all of that, I really want to shout out the credit sequence, because it's so easy to just do like type in credits in post and like have that be the credits. But like, I really appreciate when like we do practical credits, you know what I'm saying? When films have practical credits like that, take thought and like build the world out more and tell more story when you're in the, like during the credit sequence. And like, that's like that. I love that. I love when films do that. So like that, good job on y'all for that. So
Whereas a clever, funny, and heartfelt piece about acceptance that can oftentimes come from those that we least expect it, those that we're most nervous to ask it from, and those who might seem to be the most likely to reject who we are, end up surprising us and are not only accepting, but flattered in a way, I believe, that we would present our true and authentic selves to them. So it's a piece that should give people a lot of hope. In its short run time, it gives us an example of the goodness of humanity.